Microsoft Excel isn't helping you pay off your debt, and you know it. Every month you spend more time updating balances and tracking payments, but instead of feeling more in control, you feel more overwhelmed until you stop looking at it altogether. In this video, I'm going to show you the free tool I use to stay on top of debt. It takes minutes instead of hours, and you never have to dread opening up your own numbers again. This is the exact same tool I use to track 32 credit accounts across 23 different banks. If you look across YouTube, TikTok, Google Trends, anywhere people are searching and posting, credit card debt is everywhere. And yet, most people are still tracking it the same way people did decades ago. Paper notebooks, whiteboards, sticky notes on the fridge, and honestly, even Excel should be considered outdated at this point. We're talking about software built on 1980s technology being used to solve a 2026 problem. So here's a question I want you to sit with for a second. If what we're doing was actually working today, why are so many people still struggling with debt? It's because all those methods, the notebooks, the whiteboards, even basic Excel, they lack structure. Think about it. Does a modern bank in 2026 track your debt on a whiteboard? Heck no, because when there's real money on the line, structure isn't optional. And that's exactly the mindset I want you to have when you track your own debt. Did you know I personally have 32 credit accounts across 23 different banks? A long time ago, I used to be terrified of credit. I couldn't even imagine keeping track of due dates and logins for 2 or 3 cards, let alone more. But nowadays, I don't fear it at all because I use modern software and a simple structure to stay on top of every single one. So let me introduce you to Grist. It's modern software, completely free for personal use, and honestly, without it, there's no way I'd be able to manage 23 different credit accounts the way I do. By the way, if you want me to run these exact numbers on your own budget instead of watching mine, that's the first thing we do inside our coaching program. Links in the description if you want us to map yours out. Now, when you're tracking your debt, here's a question worth asking yourself. Would your accountant be happy if you sent them your numbers exactly as they are? Or here's another one. Would a bank actually track debt this way? Think about it. If you're tracking your debt on a whiteboard, what would your accountant think if you sent them a photo of that whiteboard taken on your iPhone? I don't know about you, but every accountant I know cringes when a client hands them anything that resembles a shoebox full of receipts. And when things get that messy, accountants have been known to charge tens of thousands of dollars just to get their clients back on track. So let me tell you exactly why I use Grist over popular software like Excel or Google Sheets. It's because Grist is a structured platform. It simply doesn't let you use it like a whiteboard. Now, I actually love using Excel for showing concepts for exactly this reason because I can use it like a whiteboard. But in real life, I would never actually track any of my debt there. One of the main benefits of Grist is that it's much stricter than Excel when it comes to how you enter your data. And that structure is exactly what allows you to build real relationships with your data. For example, you can track how many banks you do business with and exactly how much debt you carry with each one. Or if you share household debt, you can break down exactly how much each person in the household carries. This isn't a simple copy and paste job. The structure is what gives you actionable insight. Now, some people think strict data entry is a bad thing. They feel like it restricts their freedom, like they can't just throw information wherever they want. But honestly, that's exactly why it's a good thing. That restriction is what stops you from becoming disorganized in the first place. One of the biggest benefits of Grist is how easily I can get actionable insight with the click of a button. What's the total balance across all my latest debt statements? How much available credit do I still have? Show me a full dashboard of my household finances. All of that. One click. I didn't have to pay a single penny to configure any of this. Also, what if you're worried your numbers aren't accurate because you want to double check against the actual bank statement? No worries. You can attach the statement directly and it'll be right there. And unlike your bank, which deletes old statements after a certain period, as long as you have access to Grist, that statement is there for good. You can pull up the PDF right next to the data itself. Let me give you a glimpse of my actual personal tracker. Here I have all 32 accounts across 23 different banks laid out by calendar day. Now, you might look at a number like that and be shocked. Honestly, I would have been shocked too. A long time ago, back when I could barely handle 2 or 3 credit cards, there's no way I would have been able to keep track of that many logins and that many due dates. Just looking at statements used to stress me out. But now, every single morning, I just wake up and check one thing. Is any payment due today or is a statement generating today? That's it. Because I built the system to just tell me day by day exactly what's happening and when. And here's a little detail I love. When something is due today or tomorrow, I make the text turn red. That way, if I haven't made the payment yet, it's impossible to miss. But probably my favorite part, I can see my total credit limits across all 32 accounts simply with just a click of a button. Right now, that number sits over 763,000 in total credit lines. No calculator, no adding things up in my head. It's just there instantly. In 2026, finding free software that doesn't try to nickel and dime you for basic features is rare. I actually used to track my debt using a program the general public didn't even have access to. But the moment I found Grist, I knew I had to share it because of how easy, how flexible, and how insightful this program is. That's how I keep track of all 32 of my debts without any real effort at all. So really, how could I ever go back to Excel when I have Grist?